Hello and welcome to Train Sim TV. Welcome to what is the start of a new series of videos that will happen over time on the channel. This is a feature of rail tours. Today we're going to be kicking things off with a West Coast Railways 47 working a rail tour back from Appleby down to London Euston, named aptly as the Appleby Wanderer. This is the return leg, and we pick up the service at Milton Keynes Central, having just come in for a passenger drop-off. We'll also be calling at Bletchley and Watford Junction before our final stop at London Euston to drop the remaining passengers off. So let's get ourselves in, get our doors open to let the passengers off, and then we'll get underway. Right, get those doors open. So, with the Mk2Fs now in the game, this is what we're going to be using. So my essential sort of planning here is a Burton West, so it's the Appleby Grey, which sort of based at Burton, West Burton. But this tour rate usually comes out regularly. Might not be the right shade of the Appleby Grey, but it'll do the job for now, until maybe a bit more of an accurate modern livery appears. But it doesn't half look bad with the Creators Club 47 either. It actually looks pretty beast, this. I've been tootling around with this all week, doing various bits and bobs, trying to get some inspiration and ideas for future tours. Looking and sounding superb. It's so nice to have these and actually do some stuff like this as well with modern. I did also note that I don't think the train heating actually on. Makes the aircon work. So no idea what routing we're going to get with this. I have added some waypoints, so we might get crisscrossed around. We did leave on a single yellow, so I can see a red just up ahead, so we may well be held. This is the joy of doing this in a free roam around a busy timetable. This is on the way the West Coast Main Line South OTS Winter 2019 timetable. Fits in pretty nicely. Journey wise should be probably about 40-45 minutes, I'm guessing. Although if we incur any delays along the way, that could obviously impact our arrival time at Euston. Well, we are good to go. Get the power down. As you can see, it's been a lovely summer's day on the tour today. Just a few scattered clouds. And what is summer solstice on the game today? I've gone for the longest day of the year. I mean, we should have some light, of course, still when we arrived out at London Euston. 44 miles away is London Euston, approximately, give or take. But that is as the crow flies in the game. It doesn't account for all the twists and turns of a route. One thing I'd like to see, to be fair, like, is that, but it obviously accounts for the actual track distance rather than just going in a straight line. Works in TS Classic, why can't it work on this? I've started driving as well with the track map, the top right, the track HUD, with the signals turned off now, so it gives it a bit more of a challenging drive. God help me, especially for a video. Oh, does it tell me where they are? I'm not sure if you can turn that off, but you probably can. As we obviously start up a new series, in the chat down below, why not leave me a comment on where you would like to see a rail tour? What would you like to see on a rail tour? Obviously we'll use the same coaching rate, but we can change that. We don't have to use the same loco. We can introduce a class 66 on a rail tour as well. At the end of the day, these videos are catered around you guys as well, so if there's anything specific you would like to see as a tour, put us an idea in, and I'll go through them and sort of make a judgment call on what to do next. We're just approaching Bletchley. I thought it makes sense to stop at the bigger stations on the return journey, obviously, as the locals all jump off. I feel like we're probably going a little bit hot there with the brakes. Yeah, kind of. It looked like the station was longer, then all of a sudden I could see railings. Like, oh my god, let's get the anchors out. Still trying to sort of get the right feel with the 47 and with the coaches. I tell you what, for a Creative livery, that does look really good. Quite impressed with how well it looked, to be honest. There's a couple of lower res bits on the depot plate, but logo's good. Colour looks pretty much bang on. I love it when it throws you into the train like that. It's so annoying the game collisions. I say it all the time. One thing that I do enjoy doing though is the heads out view by the coaches behind the loco. It's not really heads out, it's just pressing the 3 key on the keyboard on this one. But putting it into the view is good. What have you guys been up to with the 86 pack and the Mark IIs? Have you been doing stuff with the 86? Have you mainly been playing with the Mark IIs? What is it you've been up to? Be interesting to know. What adventures have you thrown together so far? Took a sort of video test drive with this rake last night. I did it on the 5 Circle. I thought, well, I'll go out of Edinburgh, go to Leven or Leven. I got over the 4th bridge. Is it Inverkeithing or Inverkeithing? And I spotted. There was a red signal. Well, that was the end of that. Probably redo that though at some point on a quite a nice run. I think it'd be a nice one to do into Leven. It's not a long one. Takes some doing to get to 95 as well. That's why I've tried as much as possible to ensure it sits on the slows. Although I do think there is a bit of crossover in areas. I'm not sure where it's going to happen, but I feel like we do get crossed over. Which, to be fair, adds a bit of excitement. I have no idea where it's going to happen. I've tried to maintain slow lines as much as possible because obviously our top speed is only 95. But you're literally your taps open all the way. It's good fun. Now, I'm not sure if it happens on this timetable. I feel like it does on the 4th one, but I'm not sure if at night time, after a certain time, everything runs on the slows or it'll become quieter. It might be more 9 o'clock-ish, but we'll see what happens. Definitely not the minute though, because obviously there's Pedalino. Must be a tedious run, especially in the Pendolino running at slow speed. When I stayed down in Appleby, which is on this line, just near, well, up from Hempstead, the nighttime running was via the slows, but it did look pretty tedious when Pendos were coming through. Looks like it's where we're going to be crossing over just up ahead. It might be, it could be Chennington. If that's the case, well, it looks like we've got a stopper in front of us. Now, excellent. The 350's been held for us. Excellent. I love how priorities are working. Watch DTG will sort out them doors as well on the 350. Oh, annoying. We are at Cheddington. I've been on this route that many times I sort of like understand the route a bit more and know where I am. A screenshot potentially, especially with the snaking over. I like that. I am all for arty-farty shots. Where I can get them. They're cool. I like them shots. Again, our next stop isn't until we get to Watford Junction, so that's a fair few miles from where we are. do come to do this. This has been made in Formation Designer now. However, I couldn't get the reef pin to appear in Formation Designer, so the way I've had to do this is make a formation with the coaches and an 86, and then all I'll do is disconnect the 86. This livery then can be found where you just spawn it in on its own for some stupid, bizarre reason. Although it is one that's, I believe Benedict is looking into it for a future JT patch. You just drop it on, then just couple it up and off you go. So it works that way. It's a little bit of a faff, but we get all that all set up before we do the video. It's not a problem. But if you do, just ensure that you have the ETH turned on. If you want to hear the air conditioning fans and just train heat on, it will put the fans on and you'll get the audio. Otherwise you're good to go. No faffing around needed with any brake timings or out like that. Yeah, it's simple as just bonking them down, hooking it up and driving on. Making up your own little story of what's going on. Now, technically, what I wanted to do, I was hoping that there might be a decent Class 86 259 Les Ross livery, but that hasn't happened yet. I'm hoping and praying that someone does one on TS Community. I've seen stuff. I've seen some pictures of stuff occurring, so I feel like someone's cooking at the minute, and I'm hoping someone cooks quite soon. Now, I did have the enhancement pack put back in onto this route, however, it seemed to work alright, then all of a sudden it started to seem like it was stuttering again, so I've had to take it out, sadly. Though, to be fair, other than all the graffiti all over the place, it ain't overly that bad. I don't think the route's that bad now. I think it's pretty playable as it is. It's nice having an enhancement pack if you can get it to run right, but just my PC just don't think cope, sadly. Well, frustrating at times, but there we are where we are. Right, just passing through Tring. See where we are on our grand journey so far. We're about halfway, I'd say, to Watford. Still some to go though. Appears to be a bit of a jam. No idea what's going on here. Unless we're crossing over shortly, everything's waiting. Nice to be prioritised. The only thing I don't know on this route yet is where the like crossovers are. I can only think that there's something sat in the station waiting for me to cross over. Things are moving the other direction, so. I'll double check what's going on there. Oh, it's down at a stop signal. No idea. Ah. I mean, we are crossing by looks of it in a minute. Anyway, as long as I get there, I'm not bothered. Maybe me messing about with making waypoint stuff is probably road stuff. I think I'm just closed off with Carnish, to be honest. It does look like we are crossing over. Oh, back on. We can do 60 over this junction. Now we've cleared the yellow. There's a green. I'm hoping we're set on the, I think on the slows here now, duration. Just as a side note as well, I am running the upcoming version of the OTS 2019 winter timetable. One thing you'll note is the branded containers. Those are part of, thanks to Rob S. There's a mod that's been incorporated into this. Definitely adds a good splash of variety to the wagons. Job well done. I believe that timetable is very imminent. At the time of video anyway. I might have really broken this, to be honest. Oh no, he's moving. Yeah, he's moving. Very slow, he's just set off again. I think there was a unit working in the station, but for hell for that. Right, it's not all bad then, not all doom and gloom. We'll probably save the stuff that was all backing up. If I'd set them like fast, I probably wouldn't have caused any issues. Wasn't watching his speeds then. My own little world. Doing my own thing. We are approaching Watford Junction just beyond the tunnels as well. We do have a double yellow there in the tunnel. We do have a single yellow as well here. We are clearing to the station at least, and we are making our stop at Watford Junction in just a few moments. It was flashing, we must be crossing over again. Oh, as if we're getting packed in front of the pen dog. They will not be happy unless they're stopping here anyway. Lovely in the evening light as the station lamps glisten up the paintwork. That like blur, the signal and glint. I love that sort of stuff. That's just an arty shot, isn't it? Pretty cool. As it looks like we are going on to the fast, we're going to hold up the Pendolino. Excellent. Absolutely fantastic. Top signaller. Hopefully we get up to speed on this and try and get 95 miles an hour out of it. But we are fully open, can't do much more. We are climbing. We've got a heavy train. We are gradually climbing though. Again, if you've enjoyed this and you want to take these coaches for a spin yourself, they're available with the Class 86 passengers trains. Again, as well, if there's any balls you'd like me to replicate or make up with a specific loco, do let me know. Happy to do something. One is happy to watch it. No stop was at Harrow and Wealdstone. We're coming up to the final 9 miles-ish now of our journey. Shortly be approaching, is it Wembley Central, I think. I'm quite hopeful we might still see 95. We're at 89 at the minute. Might just make it. What do you think, guys? Definitely recommend you guys having a go doing something like this, so it's rather fun. It's dead quick to put stuff in. Half the surface in. I think we're going with platform 1 as well because there's no trains in there all night, so I didn't want to get to Euston and have a Mexican standoff with something that's now taking my platform. So I've gone with platform 1. Final push to 95, we have a 90 mile an hour drop coming in a second. And we make it. I can't get any more out of it. Bottle it. What a shame. Nearly made it. We left that as late as we could really to do our braking. I'm going to leave this into coast now because we are going to start dropping down quite rapidly. We're only 4.5 miles out of Euston. Doing a bit upon us. I think a bold claimed as well saying this will be about a 40-minute journey. It's actually taken us 51 minutes so far. do the whole run and video. We're going to be pushing on for an hour. Quite a long run, really. Morpeth reminding us of a 55-mile-an-hour speed drop. Let's get to platform 1. I don't think how we're going to get there, because we're going to just cross over, or do we do line X? I don't know if we can do line X though. I think line X is just the one way out. We'll get a definitive answer in a second though. Line 8 says. Oh, I think we're gonna cross over here. That's how we're doing it. Cross over at Primrose Hill. Strange routing, but we'll go with it. Especially when we could have crossed over like a junction prior. I see if anything that's probably down to the setup of the signalling, rather than the quirky free roam sort of dispatch. 25 minutes to the station. We'll have to bear in mind, of course, of the old speed ramp. We'll be caught out by that. And arriving into Euston. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and thank you to everyone that's still with us. If you've not fallen asleep or got bored of this one, I hope you've enjoyed the trip. Again, if you've got any ideas, throw them into the chat below. Potential future tours. I'll say this is a first in a series of more that's to come. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hit your notification bell for future videos. Catch on Twitch on a Monday and Friday at twitch.tv/trainssim_TV for a variety of train sim, run a, what else do we do? ED2, this, all sorts. At least technically I think I've got the sleeper platforms. But we haven't got a sleeper. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. See you then very, very soon for another video. Bye for now.